Welcome to another episode of Cougars Football with Joe Muchagimba. Along with Coach Mooch, I'm Brant Freeman, your host. Canyon is coming off a loss this past Friday to San Marcos, 39-20. Coach, you never want to start a season 0-2, but what you do want to see is improvement from week 1 to week 2. Do you feel as if you saw some this past Friday?
Yeah, we showed some improvement on both sides of the ball again. You know, we're inching there. You know, we're getting close. There's a lot of plays that you get in there that if you just do this one thing, or if we get this one thing fixed, you know, we'll be a lot better off. So we're encouraged, obviously, by what we're seeing on tape. We're not pleased with the results, obviously, but we'll keep working. Our kids, you know, we got great kids. They're going to come back in there on Monday morning. We're going to get ready for Madison.
Coach, offensively, kind of a tale of two halves for you. What adjustments were made after halftime?
Nothing. You know, we'll get in there and get them settled down a little bit, get a little more consistency. And that's the key to it. You know, you got to control the things you can control. Don't hurt yourself with a penalty here or a bad play here, and then just be a little more consistent with things.
You know, a name we brought up last week was Seth Haney after the opener against Round Rock Cedar Ridge, and he was good again this past Friday against San Marcos, a workhorse for you.
Yes.
24 carries for 121 yards. How impressive has he been these first 2 weeks?
Well, you know, he's doing a good job for us, but you know, without those guys up in front of him, he's not going to be worth the flip. You know, so he's getting some help with the offensive line, and of course, you know, got a little bit of throwing game outside. It all kind of works together. He's doing a good job for us, but he's got some good support around him.
You bring up a great point, you know, and we'll mention Xavier Perez's name and Seth's name and your receivers throughout the season, but we don't get the names of your offensive linemen very much. So I'm going to give you that chance here now. Who's been standing out there?
Well, the offensive linemen, they never get much credit, right? Nobody wants to talk to them after the ball game. They'll just go crawl back in your hole and come back out next week, right?
Yeah.
But they're a unique unit. You know, that's on any team, really. They don't get much credit for it, and that's okay. You know, it takes a special type of person to be down in there. You know, look at the center. You know, we got Joseph Bustos in there, and he's doing a good job snapping the ball for us. And a couple of guards. We got the Charles twins, Elijah and Oliver, doing some good work for us. Jacob Solbrick, Trevor Hopkins, and Adam Alcorta. You know, those are kind of the guys that are holding it down for us right now.
Looking at the play of your defense, again, another tough week in terms of giving up the big play, but after halftime, you only gave up 7 points. Right. Did you see some improvement as the game progressed?
Well, it's the same thing. You know, we went in and, you know, a lot of times people think, well, you played really good in the second half, so you must have made a bunch of adjustments. Well, you're never going to go in and wholesale change. You'll tweak some things to maybe counter what they're doing. But like you said, it's a big play. You know, we missed a couple tackles in some gaps, and when you miss them with the type of people that you're playing, they're going to take it away. So we'll have to continue to try to minimize those, no doubt.
You're already approaching the end of non-district play. You're 2 games into the season. You faced Round Rock, Cedar Ridge, San Marcos last week. The level of competition you've seen so far, is it indicative of what you'll see in 27-6A?
Our schedule's our schedule. You know, there's no weak sisters on there. They're going to all be tough, including the one coming in this week. So, yes, sir.
Well, again, Canyon taking on Madison this week. We're going to preview that game coming up in just a bit. But right now, it's time for this week's Cougar Challenge with Emily Wood.
Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Cougars Challenge. I have a great group of Cougars over here with me today, and they are really ready to get started. Guys, introduce yourself, please.
My name is Joseph Lucis. Connor Renault. I'm Chandler Renault.
Guys, are you ready to get started?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's do this. So, on Sesame Street, there is one particular character who lives in a trash can. Who is that? Chandler?
Oscar the Grouch.
Good job. Oscar the Grouch is correct. Did you watch Sesame Street?
I did, yes.
Yes. Do you remember what color he was?
Blue. Green.
Oh, almost green. Who was blue? There was someone that was blue.
Cookie Monster. Who's that? Cookie Monster?
The Cookie Monster was blue. Very good.
You don't
Good
watch
job.
that show?
With Chandler in the lead, we've got the next question. Guys, this will be a true-false question. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Cougar kittens are born with brown eyes.
True.
Sorry.
False.
That's false. Very good. It is false. Cougar kittens are born with blue eyes.
You didn't know that?
Very cool. we have another true-false question. Proportionately to their weight, humans are stronger than horses.
False.
The answer is actually true. You know the saying, strong as a horse? I think we're going to have to change that to strong as a human. Humans are actually stronger compared to their weight.
I didn't know that.
Pretty cool fact, huh? Yeah. So Chandler is in the lead, and one more question. Connor lost a point last time. Let's see if he can get it back. All right, boys. Only one NFL team that plays its home games in a dome has won the Super Bowl. Who was it?
Patriots.
Nope, not the Patriots. Anybody?
Is it the Saints?
Nope, not the Saints.
Cowboys.
Not the Cowboys.
What?
It was actually the '99 Rams.
Wow. I would have
Yeah,
never guessed that.
there you go. Who's your favorite team?
Patriots.
Patriots, there you go. So today's bonus question is, who can spell Coach Muchagumba's name? First on the draw is Joseph.
Moczygymba.
Coach?
That's correct, Joseph. Very good. Nice job.
He had to think about it for a minute, but good job. So when the Cougars first became the Cougars, somebody had to name them. Who do you think actually gave the Canyon Cougars their mascot? Joseph, I think you've been elected.
You have. I do not know.
Chandler?
I don't.
The Cougars were actually named by the first set of seniors coming through Canyon High School. They voted and decided, Cougars. And that's how we got our name.
Wow, I didn't even know that. That's cool.
Very cool fact, right?
Yes, man. I'm still
Uh-huh.
the tiebreaker.
I know my Cougar history. So it was a first today. We actually couldn't even break the tie. So Joseph, Chandler, both.
I think I'll keep
Good job, guys. Coach Brant, back to you.
Go Cougs!
Well, those some interesting facts about Cougars. I'll give you another one. These Canyon Cougars are playing Madison this Friday, and after the break, we'll preview that game. Back with more of Cougars football with Joe Muchagumba in just a moment.
Where Zaxby's is from. Some like it classic. Some like it saucy. For others, it's gotta be crispy. But everyone loves the flavor that brings us together. And whether you like it spicy or old school, you'll like it even more. Because Zaxby's 5 fan favorites are now just $5.99 each. Friends, family, flavor. Zaxby's.
If you bank at Frost, we'll help keep your money safe. If you use your Frost debit card, the chip will make it more secure. If there's a suspicious transaction on your card, you'll get an alert. If you do, you can freeze your card with the Frost app. If you lose your phone, Touch ID login will help keep the app secure. Of course, if all you need is help from people who care, we've got that too.
All right, we are back for Cougars football with Joe Muchagumba coming up this Friday. Canyon on the road in San Antonio at Hero Stadium to take on the Madison Mavericks. Madison is off to an 0-2 start this season, but the last game the Mavericks played an overtime affair against Warren, losing 49-48 in a shootout in San Antonio. Coach, 0-2 the record, but you know that Madison much better than that would show.
There's no question. You know, they played a couple of tough opponents. You know, we were there last night and watched it, and that's kind of, you know, they got down early, got down 14-0 early on, but they got some, you know, they got some big playmakers on that side of the ball, so they jumped back in it pretty quick. So they're 0-2. but it'll be a tough ball game.
The quarterback, Dante Hagens, the dual threat quarterback, put up good numbers against Warren, ran for over 200 yards, threw for over 100 as well. Does he play similar style to what you saw last week in Prudy Calderon of San Marcos?
No doubt, no doubt. We'll see a lot of the same things, a lot of the same run game. You know, when they're throwing the football, if you cover them up really good, well, that's great, you covered him, but now he's going to tuck the thing and try to find some creases and hurt you that way. They're going to put it in his hands, and they're going to make you stop him.
Now, defensively, a bit suspect this season. They gave up 49 to Warren, 36 the week prior against a good Steel football team.
Right.
But one thing about Madison, we know this, they're never lacking in athleticism on that side of the football. What are you expecting to see from the Mavericks defense?
Well, they're like anybody else. You know, they're 0-2, but you know, we are too. You know, everybody's working and trying to get their maybe get their personnel right on the field and get the little things fixed that aren't correct at this point in the season. Everybody's working to get better.
You saw Madison a year ago at Cougar Stadium, and you saw them quite a bit during your time as an assistant at Smithson Valley. What impressions do you have of their program as a whole?
Well, they're headed in the right direction. You know, they got a new head coach over there, Coach Peterson, that moved over from Johnson. You know, he was a defensive coordinator there before he came over. So, you know, he's trying to kind of get his stamp on things. It's a different style of offense for him than what Coach Campbell ran. And defensively, it's a whole different system that they're running also. So they'll continue to get better.
All right, Coach, break it down for us. What are some of the keys that you need to have that work out in your favor to get a win on Friday?
Well, you know, we talk about big fours, you know, in our field house. You know, we got to get out there and really do well in the kicking game, you know, control some field position things, create field position for us. You know, we got to cut down on big plays, and we got to have more on our side of the ball. Control the turnovers and the penalties. You know, we control those things. You know, it's easier said than done, but that's what we go into the ball game trying to do.
Well, Coach, good luck on Friday.
Thank you, Brandon. I appreciate it.
Again, Canyon takes on Madison this Friday at Hero Stadium in San Antonio. Kickoff is at 7:30. We'll have live coverage here on CougarsNetwork.com starting at 7:15. For head coach Joe Muchagimba, I'm Brain Freeman. This has been Cougars Football with Joe Muchagimba. We'll see you again next week.